It started when we got into office, when I won my elections in 2016, and had the opportunity to just review and reflect on the changes we needed to make. At that point in time, we had a major crisis in terms of crisis relating to human trafficking and irregular migration. So hordes of young people just wanted to leave. They were traveling across the Sahara. At one point, we had about 30,000 young men and women from the city just waiting to cross from Tangier to Europe.
Right.
And and that raised an alarm for us. And as we looked at the root causes of the human trafficking and irregular migration challenge, we just found that it could be attributed to the breakdown of the educational system, particularly the basic educational system, the foundational education, which had become so weak, and these children, never really provided the sort of learnings they require to understand life and how to deal with life and the issues of life. So that made us peer further to try and understand what had happened and what radical changes needed to occur to reenact or fix the broken down educational system. To transform reform an educational system on scale, you had to focus on the teachers. So we had to think through solutions that helped us train teachers and give them the tools to manage their classrooms, to manage the pupils in class, to govern the school system properly. So it was first focusing on the teachers and then helping them improve pedagogy, improve the curriculum, the way the children are taught in school. We were looking for that solution, an out-of-the-box solution, and looked at quite a series of, options. And then the breach, as it was then, popped up, or the new globe popped up. And for us, what was unique about that solution was first giving us the capacity as government to be able to deploy tools to the classrooms to help us understand what's going on in the classroom, to help us understand what's going on between the teacher and the children in school, to help us understand whether the what the teacher is teaching and if these children are learning, and how to evaluate the outcomes from the process. So that for us that was a tool, that magic bullet we wanted, and the technology, the New Globe technology provided for us, because we were able to first train the teachers in digital skills, give them the teacher tablets where lesson notes were loaded in, and so the teacher goes to class, is able to take attendance, knows which child is in school, and had motivational tools and techniques to get the children interested in learning, and then also able to, identify those children that were not, doing as well as or to, and for us, we also had the system offered us the opportunity to also set up quality assurance systems to check on, the quality of the inputs and what the teachers were teaching. But what was unique and different in what we did was not just the fact of implementing technology in schools and training the teachers, but also getting community ownership and participation by setting up school-based management committees, getting parents and other stakeholders in the society to get interested and involved, in what the children were being taught and what was going on in the classrooms. And 2 terms after we introduced EdoBEST, a parent came to me and said, "You know what? I have 2 sons. One is 6 and one is 10. One is in primary 1 and one is in primary 4. The 6-year-old just wants to go to school every day, is very excited to get up early and forces everybody to get him ready for school because he wants his name to be on the character board, and he comes back and is singing his rhythms, his rhymes, and counting his numbers, doing his alphabets and his sums. But this older brother, who is 10, wants to play soccer after school, and the younger one doesn't want to play soccer with the older one anymore, so they're not socializing. And in any case, you know what? The one in primary 1 seems to be reading better after 2 terms than his brother is in primary 4. Mr. Governor, can I take the one in primary 4 back to primary 1 to join his brother? I mean, that's the kind of evidence from parents. And we commissioned this study. I'm sure it will be made available to you. The evidence is that the child in the EdoBEST program in Nigeria today is reading at 70% better than the average child in a Nigerian public school. It's taking us about 3 or 4 years to train all the teachers required. So just the capacity to manage such large-scale transformation was a major challenge. We also had the challenge of COVID, and trying to. We had extended the technology platform to be able to help the teachers teach these children at home. Because of where we're coming from, where for years teachers never got training and nobody tended to care about them or think about their welfare. For them, it was quite enamoring. They were very excited because the way we went about it was because we anticipated resistance from the unions, right? The first set of teachers we trained, we did on a volunteer basis. So there was no compulsion. So we asked if you wanted to get training and you wanted to use technology in the schools, come. And so that training was a wake-up call, because the teachers who graduated from the first set of trainings now saw themselves as different. In fact, they said to themselves, I'm a digital teacher. I'm no longer analog, so I'm different from you. And because of the connection with the children in school and the performance of the children, they could see a certain level of renewed motivation from the teachers. Well, for us, it's been, it's been a total transformation on the entire system. As a government, we found areas of waste, a lot of waste, and associated corruption. So we just had to be stern. We had to lean on other aspects of governance, and made savings, pull back. But we've also gotten support from the World Bank, and the World Bank just approved the Project for Results facility to help us strengthen and sustain the gains we have made. We want our children to learn, and we want them to learn, in a certain way. We want them to have proficiencies in certain areas, and as long as at least we are getting those results. Don't forget, this is, in Europe, maybe you have the luxury of determining the type, but for now, it's about first just getting these children in the classroom and making sure that they have the ability to be able to learn and assimilate, knowledge and information. I can see clearly there's one, because what we have tried to do is be outliers, and we see ourselves as, setting the new national standards, as it were. Yeah. So, for instance, in terms of the accelerator program on the continent for countries, Edo State is a proxy for Nigeria. Yeah. So we're the only subnational that's in that league of countries transforming education on the continent. So, I think for us, we will want to make sure our standards are higher than the national. Politically, it's been one of my greatest investments politically, I tell you. And I can say categorically that my re-election, I had a very, very difficult re-election. I got thrown out of my old party. I had to go into a new party last minute. And the teacher unions were there. I mean, they really supported me, interestingly, because they saw the benefits and the transformation that had occurred in their profession and in their callings. So for me, politically, I have benefited politically, working with unions, working with teachers, because they were all there routing for me to make sure that they didn't want to see the program end. So if they had an interest in my re-election, and so I don't, unfortunately, share the view that it's a long-term investment. In any case, you don't have a choice. I mean, I don't see how a political leader will not want to make education a priority or skills and jobs priority for his or her people.